Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Just want to give you a heads up that tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show podcast, it'll be a special podcast. We're going to be talking winter 2023-24, some ideas on what might happen or what might not happen. And our special guest tonight will be Dave Toleris, meteorologist of Weather Risk. I know he gets people's stander up sometimes, but we're going to have fun tonight. So join us tonight at 7:35 on the Joe and Joe Weather Show for the first look at the winter. In the meantime, we've got anything but winter going on in the eastern part of the United States. It's actually a fairly nice day. We've got clouds that are streaming northeastward from Texas on up through the middle Mississippi Valley and the Missouri River Valley, and then northeastward across the Great Lakes and parts of upstate New York and northern New England. This is on the periphery of a ridge that's in the eastern part of the U.S. and just continues to sit here. And so our flow aloft is actually bringing up these high clouds. Most of them are going by to our north, and that ridge remains pretty much pinned in the southeast because on the far right side, you could see the western edge of Hurricane Tammy, which is still around. And we've been pointing out over the last couple of days that until that gets out of the way, the ridge can't break down. So the traffic is jammed up, and as a result, we've got weather systems coming into the western part of the United States and moving northeastward toward the western Great Lakes and into Canada. Energy is moving into the northwestern part of the U.S., and that is going to spur, and it's actually already started, the first, we'll call it a major snowstorm, at least for October 25th, in the northern Rockies and in the northern plains. Now, as far as the radar is concerned, it actually is showing showers that are not that far away. Most of that is well to our north. They're coming into some of the drier air that's located from central and southern New England and points southward and really either falling apart or just producing precip aloft, and therefore it's not reaching the ground. Now, we do have some showers where the rain is actually reaching the ground back in Michigan and in parts of Indiana. We also have some rather robust moisture with heavy rains and some localized flash flooding in parts of central Texas and on northeastward into Kansas and into northwest Missouri. And then as we look up in the northern plains and back through the northern Rockies, this is snow that is falling from North Dakota across Montana and into parts of Washington State. A little bit further south, there's some rain involved, at least for now, in southern Idaho, and that's going to be moving into northwestern Wyoming, where there's going to be some significant snows. And we have some rains in parts of northern California and up into the Pacific Northwest. This is as of 1 p.m. Eastern Time. 7-day rainfall amounts in the Northeast, particularly from southern New England southward. Not really a whole lot, if at all. We're talking about maybe a few hundredths, maybe as much as a quarter of an inch when you go north and west of the coast. This will probably come Sunday and Monday when the next cold front arrives. Heavy rains of several inches, several additional inches from central Texas northeastward into southern Missouri. And then, of course, you have the liquid equivalents for the snow amounts that we're seeing up in North Dakota, back through Montana and into Wyoming and parts of eastern Idaho. And as far as that snow is concerned, this is WPC's probability for at least 4. And in that red, it's a pretty much certainty, 100% probability that there'll be at least 4 inches across much of central and eastern Montana, a good chunk of North Dakota except the southeast, and a small portion of northwestern Minnesota. As far as 1 foot plus amounts, we've got some pockets here where the probability is 40 to 50% in parts of northwestern Wyoming, southern Montana, and also in parts of North Dakota, where there's a fairly high probability that we could see amounts approaching a foot. We don't have that issue here in the eastern part of the United States, clearly. So the ridge holds. Tammy is, as we said, keeping it in place. We're dealing with some patchy high clouds from time to time between now and through the daytime on Thursday. You see the snow the GFS is generating in Montana and into North Dakota with that particular storm system. Temperatures today, upper 60s and low 70s. will be in the low to mid 70s for tomorrow, middle to maybe a few upper 70s on Friday. Friday, we might see the high clouds get deflected further north, so we'll have more sun. And I think we're setting up for record high temperatures here on Saturday, where we could be in the upper 70s to low 80s. Now, the next cold front finally starts to make progress eastward Saturday night and Sunday. I think we'll be dry into Sunday morning. Into Saturday night, and then during Sunday morning, probably during the early morning hours, we'll see some rain arrive and last into the afternoon before that first batch pulls out, and then we have to wait for a second wave of low pressure to move through with some rain coming in for later Sunday night through the daytime Monday. Then the front pushes offshore, and behind it is some cold air. I would call it genuinely cold air for late October. I think it sets us up for some frosts and freezes in some areas, probably away from the coasts, but it'll be close. But it will set us up for some frosts and freezes. I'm thinking Halloween is going to be a cold day, and Tuesday night into Wednesday morning of next week will be the coldest weather day before the core of the cold air moves out. And actually, after Monday, it looks like the rest of next week is going to be, at least, let's see, into Friday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday look dry, and then maybe some showers will start to come back in with a little disturbance moving up next Friday. That would be an early guess on my part. So, once again, a reminder tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show weather podcast at 7:35 p.m. It's going to be a special weather podcast with meteorologist Dave Toleris of Weather Risk. So join us, and we're going to talk about winter, what it will be and what it won't be. We'll see you tonight.